now I'm going to hand over to Robert Higham, who will give us a brief introduction to the next event that the Design for Additive Manufacturing UK network is hosting. So if you're ready, Robert, I'll hand over to you.
Thank you very much. Hopefully you can hear me okay.
Yep.
Great. I am in a machine shop. I've told them to leave the machines off for a small stint. So thank you very much for having me today. I'm just waiting for Teams to load my PowerPoint in the background. So yeah, I'm Rob Higham, and I'm hoping to have a really nice event next time. Thank you very much to Alan Rennie and Patrick for letting me participate. So yeah, thank you very much for having me. I wanted to talk about something I'm quite passionate about, and I'll hopefully set the scene and whet some appetites. I'm happy to take any questions or comments in the chat at the end. So I'm Rob Higham. I've recently been appointed to head up a new centre here at the University of Bolton. So we are a small, relatively agile university trying to break ground in new worlds and trying to support the development of young people, and there's hopefully a lot of the theme that we've already heard today about education is key. And what I want to do today is kind of introduce another term, and maybe we need to start thinking about something called MatfAM. So with additive, we're relatively well versed with designing for our process, and within that we will often select a material appropriate. We'll select a process that's the most appropriate for our cost, etc., etc. But what about developing materials for the AM process? Do we really need to keep accepting that our material is our material? So the proposal here that is for the December theme, and I'd like an image. You'll see I like an image when it comes to December too. So we're in this world of DfAM. I'm preaching to the converted here. We're looking at our geometry. We're looking at the process that will be the most appropriate. We have our loads and environment.
Sorry to interrupt, Robert. We're still just on the first slide. I don't know. I got the impression that you'd moved on from there.
Yeah, I certainly have. Hopefully that's now loaded.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that. So here we go in terms of DfAM. Hopefully that slide is up. We have our geometry, our process, and we have some loads and environmental considerations to consider. And our material is chosen to be the most appropriate. However, is that really always the most appropriate? That material is quite often chosen as a means of resisting that load or cover of our environment. And unfortunately, the material costs with most forms of metal additive in particular seem to be quite prohibitive and also a little bit limited at times. So we go through a simulation process. We've managed to get tools in place which allow us to have high-end understanding of our geometric load environmental performance and requirements for that process. We can simulate our processes really quite well. We can simulate material development, but these haven't really gone hand in hand just yet. So why is this material function just kind of considered as part of the puzzle? The reality is it's down to cost. It's down to lack of development experience within additive, in particular in powder bed fusion and wire arc techniques. There is always then a concern on validation. I'm from an aerospace background, and I think 5 years ago, if I was to say we can validate statistically in-house, I think I probably would have cringed and doubted that. We normally want validation on mass to give us that confidence. But also there's been consistent process limitations which have held us back. And the reality is that's not necessarily the case. What is needed is high-end expertise in additive manufacturing so that we can then produce materials, develop materials for additive purposes. So the aim really to whet your appetite is I have some industrial supporters in particular who are going to discuss alongside myself what we plan to do about that in the December session, and the idea is to try and make sure that materials become the forefront of additive manufacturing and not an afterthought. And I think I'll leave that with you as an appetite whetter. If there's any questions or comments, feel free to fire those over.
Excellent. Thank you, Robert. It looks like a very interesting session, and I'll be sure to be registering for that when the notifications come out. So for those of you who may be interested in this event, please keep your eyes peeled on the DfAM UK network website, where there'll be more updates relating to this and the opportunity for you to register for the event. While we still have Robert, I don't know if there are any questions quickly that anybody may have. I will take that as you doing a very comprehensive job there, Robert, describing the event. Excellent work. Thank you very much.